things first, before we get into today's video, I just want to say a big happy birthday to the silent partner, Mr. Rahul. Happy birthday, brother.
Appreciate it, bro.
The big 2-9 today, one step closer to becoming 30. Rahul and I are going on another adventure. Many of you may remember that at the start of this year, Rahul and I headed down to the south of Wales and we hit Penrhyn Sands. Some other really cool locations. We didn't get lucky with the weather, but we certainly got the most out of the trip and we created loads of amazing content. So after that, we sat down and we said, look, we want to do something super epic. We want to go and visit some of the best locations in the UK. Rahul has worked tirelessly to put together an itinerary for us to go and visit some insane locations. One of the locations we're going to be scaling 3,000 feet to Castell, Gwynt, which is a location that is very rarely explored, certainly by individuals like us. So really looking forward to getting up there and basically just enjoying being outside, exploring, seeing new places. Of course, I'm going to be bringing you guys along for the whole journey. I'm not sure if we're prepared for it. I really am not. I've never actually gone to a summit of 3,000 feet before, so it's going to be my highest ever. I think it's going to take us about 3 hours. And yeah, that's just day 2 of our trip. We're here for the week, so we've got lots of other stuff in store, including our trip this morning to Zip World, where we're going to be going quarry karting. And I don't think we're going to go on the zip wire because I think I'm more into the quarry karts, so we'll see. But yeah, it's going to be a really fun day, nice little activity to kickstart the trip. I'm also really proud to share with you that in this video I'm going to be partnering with DJI. Now, for those of you that followed me for a while will know that I've been a massive fan and a user of DJI products, and I'm very excited to work on their new DJI OM4. It's their new Osmo stabilizer for smartphones, and I'm going to be sharing with you what it can do, some of its new functions across the week. So I thought, whilst we're on our way down, we've got a 4-hour journey, I'm going to take the opportunity to quickly share with you the product. It's going to be my first time using it. I've been sitting in the car doing a little bit of reading and learning what the product's about. It comes in this really smart pouch, as you can see. It's very portable, so we'll take it out, have a look, and then we'll talk about some of its functions. Right, so here we have the DJI OM4. So this product is effectively used to reduce shaky footage, and that's its primary function. However, this product offers a lot more than just that. As you can see, it has a sleek foldable design, which makes it very portable whilst on the move. One of the new key features is this magnet phone clamp, enabling fast mounting whilst out and about. It also comes with an option to mount a magnetic ring to the back of the phone. Magnetic function gives you the ability to access your phone or take calls at the click of a finger. 3-axis gimbal comes with a wrist strap and this stand accessory to aid usability. The active track has also had a software update, which has resulted in the function of it being more accurate. A really convenient smart key can be clicked twice to switch from portrait and landscape shooting modes, which is going to be extremely useful when switching between YouTube landscape and Instagram portrait content. And now lastly, the really cool stuff. Inside the DJI Mimo app, you can now film in camera utilizing the inbuilt video effects. So some of these include dynamic zoom, which create a really intense warping visual effect, a spin shot, which creates a really nice Inception inspired effect, and also many more. These are just a few of the amazing features that this product offers, and the result, a cinematic experience. So this bit of kit so far sounds amazing. I'm really looking forward to getting out and about with it. Let's hit the road. Just arrived to Zip World, and I think the door card on Rahul's car says it all. In the words of Mr. Rahul Patel, I think it's a hat day kind of day.
3, 2, 1.
We've just managed to get to the top of the quarry where we're going to start the quarry carts. They're just loaded up over there in the distance. Well, we've just wrapped up a very fun afternoon at Zipworld. We were going to head to another location today, but we got a little bit carried away here, and it's currently nearly 4 p.m. We've decided that we need to get some food in us. We've not eaten all day. We still need to get back to our hotel. We thought we're going to go back, check in, grab some food, and get an early night, because tomorrow we are going to be doing the elevation climb of 3,000 feet. Apparently the weather tomorrow is a little bit on edge. We're going to be getting up at around about 5:30, 5 a.m. because we want to be hitting the road at 6 a.m. to make sure that we're up and out before any chance of us hitting the evening, because we don't want to get stuck up there, and if it gets really foggy or misty, we want to give ourselves enough time to locate our way back down again. So we're just trying to be cautious and sensible with it, because neither of us have obviously climbed before this particular area, so it's all new, and the weather, as you saw earlier, was looking a little bit wet, so it seemed like the sensible thing to just call it a day and get our heads down, ready for a very big day tomorrow. It's going to be a big one. You ready for it, brother? He doesn't look ready for it. He was snoozing on the job.
Snoozing.
Good morning, everyone. So today is D-Day. We are going to be hitting, is it Castell Gwynt?
Yeah.
Both of us dressed in all black. We have actually got a bright red jacket and a bright green jacket in our bags, so we're going to stand out, but just whilst we're heading up there, probably going to get really warm, so we've decided to dress quite light. Just got a thermal on, some boots and jeans, and yeah, weather's 50-50. We've been speaking to one of the locals that does a lot of hiking and stuff, and he said that he's happy for us to send him images of the sky, and if it's starting to look a little bit moody and he's a bit concerned, he'll tell us to go back just to play it safe. But I'm really looking forward to today. It's going to be hard graft. We're probably going to be out for the best part of 8 hours. I'm also looking forward to seeing what the DJI OM4 can do up there as well. We're going to try and get some footage. The location literally looks like something out of Lord of the Rings. It's insane. I cannot wait to share it with you. I've never seen anybody post any images on the gram from this location that I follow anyway, so I'm looking forward to getting up there, getting it shot and sharing it with everybody. It's going to be a good one. Rahul? Yeah. You pumped, ready for the day, boy? Good man.
Oh, that is it.
Yeah, at the back there. Probably the most stunning place I've ever parked a car in my life. As you can see, it's looking a little bit cloudy up there. We're expecting this to pass at around about 10 a.m. this morning, so we've got a couple of hours to start our way up there before it starts clearing, but like everything, very unpredictable, so we'll have to see. That isn't the peak that we're climbing, by the way. I think it's behind this one, so we've got to walk over, around and up. Right, so we've been climbing for about 2 hours, and we've been really lucky with the weather so far. A big thick band of cloud has just started to pass, so we've decided to take 5, have a little break. We've got a little bit of food with us and some drink, and then hopefully this band of weather passes and we can continue to the top. But as you can see behind me, just a thick cloud right now. Probably a better representation if I show you this side, what we're looking like. The chap sitting down there, also probably doing the same thing. We haven't really seen many people. We've seen about 4 people, haven't we, Rahul? Mm-hmm. So this is my Harris Tweed hip flask, which has got a little tipple in it. Cheers. what can only be described as a very treacherous walk, we finally made it, and you can't see it. So what I'm going to do, to save you the pain of not knowing what this beauty looks like, I'm going to show you an image that was taken from that little nib you can see there across to this location, and then you'll understand why I said it looks like something out of the Lord of the Rings. I'm glad we made it. It's an accomplishment at the very least. Well, what can we say about today? That wasn't the plan. We definitely don't regret going up to the top. As you could see, getting any camera equipment out was a struggle. So I literally whipped it out for about 5 minutes. It got pretty wet. I chucked it back in the bag, and then we headed back down after taking a few photos. So it was actually an incredible experience in many different ways. There was some self-achievement from actually climbing up there. We learned many things along the way. I didn't know that when people are like moving across uneven terrain, they'll call it scrambling. We bumped into a few other people whilst they were hiking around the area. So we had a very memorable experience. We're completely knackered now. My bones are aching, my shoulders are aching from the bag. I think we're gonna feel it tomorrow, but we're not gonna stop. We've got another busy day planned, and we're just currently back in the car after a nice warm shower, heading out for some fish and chips in one of the local areas. So yeah, I just thought I'd quickly update you, and then I'll be catching you in the morning. So our starters are out. Rahul has got the spicy chicken wings, and for me, the Lumi fries. The main event. We've just arrived to Llandwyn Beach, where we have a couple of cool locations that we want to shoot at. There's a really scenic lighthouse just on the edge of the coast that we're going to try and get some photos with, and obviously, as you can see behind me, an absolutely stunning pine woodland. If you look over there, we've got sand, just leads out to the sea, and we are going to be heading through this trail to the lighthouse. It looks amazing here.
To the mountain. Home to the mountain.
Today has been absolutely epic. I cannot believe how good that hyperlapse function is on the DJI OM4. It's so smooth considering I'm on such unstable terrain, and yeah, I was just super impressed. I've always wanted to create that kind of content within my YouTube videos, but if you were to do that via a camera, stitching photos together, those kind of pieces of footage can take hours to create, and they're also really technical as well, because you have to align your camera perfectly each shot, and then use loads of warping and stabilization tools within your editing software, and it can be a real challenge. So to have that outcome from literally just filming straight from the gimbal was super impressive. That's definitely going to help up my videography game for sure. But we've taken the very traditional step whilst by the sea to get some fish and chips just to finish off the day. 2 Cokes, cod and chips. I've got curry sauce, and Paul's got some tomato ketchup, so we're going to enjoy this. Paul just chucks his jumper on, and that will be a lovely end to a day along the coastline. Early bird catches the worm, they say. Oi, Rahul. Morning.
Good morning, mate. Good morning, mate.
Wow, I look very tired. So it's a very early start today. We got up at 5 AM. I've only had 3.5 hours sleep, but today we're chasing the tide. We need to make sure that we're down at Blackrock Sands before the tide starts coming back in, and it's at its furthest point at 8:30 AM, so we're getting down there super early. We want to stop off at one location. We also want to stop off at Llanberis Pass on the way down just to get a cool drone shot. Gonna hit the road now, and fingers crossed for another good day. We're just about to drive onto the beach here at Blackrock. I don't think I've ever driven on a beach before. If that van can get on, you can, boy. Stick to the right, there's a big dip there. We picked a lovely morning for it. So welcome to Blackrock Sands. There's the sand and there's the black rock. Do you know what? Over here it kind of reminds me of Bora Bora, because you've got sand in between the rocks over there, and then in the background you've got that peak. That's the Welsh Bora Bora. And over here you've got a little cove, which is super lovely. And then if we walk around, more black rock, more sand, and the sea in the background. Looks super cool. In a second you're going to see a little house situated on the edge and a runner. Imagine living there with these views. How insane. There is something very tranquil about sitting out here. I've got a feeling this next cast's the one. I reckon you're getting one. It's your time to shine. Cameras are on. So today, as you know, was a very early start, and we took a right when we arrived onto the beach, and then we decided that there must be more here, so we decided to go left all the way down to the far end, and we stumbled across the most scenic house just situated right on the end, or actually on the corner of one of the coves. And me and Rahul were like, yep, this is it. So we went and got all of our camera equipment, and we spent pretty much the most of our day shooting there. And whilst we were shooting there, the owner came out walking her dog, and she was the loveliest lady, and we were chatting for ages just about all kind of things. And during the shoot, one of the things we were shooting were the Clive Christian fragrance for Rahul, and we were telling her about that. And small world, it turns out that she's actually had her kitchen made by Clive Christian at her home where she actually lives. This is her holiday home, and I just thought to myself, what a coincidence. What are the chances of us shooting the same fragrance brand and the same company have put the kitchen in your house? But she was really, really lovely, and so I said to her, look, I've got a drone with me, do you want me to drone your house? And so I did, and we shared the footage. I airdropped her over the footage from her property. We gave a little spin around just so she could see it from the air, and I think she appreciated it because the house is currently undergoing some restoration, so it's going to be really nice, I'm sure, to see it before and after they've done their work. And I'm also really happy because I've got some amazing cinematic content. But anyway, we're just currently sitting on the opposite end of Blackrock Sands, where we're just having a quick campfire before we shoot off and head back home. And three lovely ladies were just walking past, and they've just told us that they think that they just saw the killer whales passing by that were spotted back in June time. And they're locals here, and they say, we see dolphins all the time. These were much bigger. The noises that they were making were really loud, and much louder than dolphins, so they're pretty convinced they weren't dolphins, and they were jumping up and around and stuff. So might have just had a pod of killer whales pass us here on the Welsh coast. Not what you'd expect, but apparently that happens these days. So we're going to get back to shooting in front of this campfire, which I think looks really cool. It's just a shame that it's not later on in the day, but we don't want to get back too late, and so we thought we would just finish off the day doing this, and then we'll head back and that has been a very productive week. As you can see, we're back at home, and the reason why I wanted to wait until I got back to finish off this video is because I wanted to make sure that I got all of the content from the trip loaded up onto the computer and in a position where I started editing it and putting together some of the clips that I had filmed from the DJI OM4 and start editing it all together to make sure that I was happy with what I produced, because when you go from small devices to larger devices, sometimes you can see some discrepancies or some distortion within the footage, and I was really impressed. I still can't quite get over how impressive that hyperlapse function is. It blows my mind how easy that was to film and how effective it can be. And the product itself is extremely portable, it's lightweight, and with that new magnetic clip it's so easy to attach and detach the phone. So like I said at the start of the video, if you need to quickly access the phone because you get a call, or in my case I wanted to quickly take it off and stick it in my pocket and get moving forward with my journey, it was so practical. Because other gimbals that I've used in the past, you have to like screw up your equipment to it and stuff like that, and it can be quite long-winded. So there was something really appealing to me with the practicality of this kit as well. So it wasn't just about the performance of it. I'm extremely impressed with how easy it was to use for my first time. Like everything, the more you use it, the better at it you get. But I hope that you will agree the footage from the trip has been up to my usual standard. So I just wanted to wait, give you a bit more of an overview of the product, and as always, if you want to find out more information on the OM4, or if you want to go ahead and purchase, then I will leave a link down in the description box below. Now, as vloggers, during the week when I was away, I was receiving lots of calls and messages from Lydia saying Lumi's not in a good way. She's really poorly, she's been sick, and she's just not herself. Lydia can be a little bit of an overreactor at times, and I have to take what she says with a pinch of salt. And I was just thinking, like, it's always when I go away, everything breaks. The door entry system breaks, the Wi-Fi goes down, the cat gets poorly, just everything starts to fall apart, and I always feel like it only happens when I go away. Now there's two reasons for this. It's either because when I'm here I just get stuff done, or Lydia's a little bit annoyed that I'm away having fun. I'm joking. And she's making up little porcupines. Anyway, regardless, I just felt like she was probably overreacting. Lumi might have had an upset tummy or something, and was being sick, and maybe had some diarrhea because of that. And Lydia was just being a bit sensitive, because we are very protective over our fur babies, and as you guys know from the past, we've had some horrific experiences. When Lumi was ill, it obviously upset me to hear of this, and I was trying to determine whether Lydia was reacting correctly or overreacting. And when I returned home, it was quite evident that Lumi had deteriorated quite a lot since I was here. I think she'd vomited once and potentially maybe had been taken to the vets at that stage, but she seemed okay, and it was a irritation on her back leg. Moving forward from that, obviously I've been away, she's then continued to vomit and she is deteriorating, and when we got back we were quite concerned. She had been to the vets, they hadn't found anything wrong with her, and they'd done a blood test, they'd taken some stool samples, and we had to wait for the results from that for the following week. So that was on Friday, and then on Saturday it was like a different cat. She went extremely fatigued. We were both very concerned. She hadn't eaten in probably not shy of 24 hours. She was only consuming small amounts of water, and I think the last time she took a lick of water was at around about 10 p.m. and we were a little bit worried because it was just really out of character for her to do this. So on Saturday night at 4 a.m, Liz and I made the decision that we just need to take her in to the emergency overnight vets, and that's exactly what we did. And when we got her to there, the vets took her in and said that she was unstable. She was extremely dehydrated, and they were also quite concerned. So they instantly took her in, put her on a drip, and said that we're going to be looking after her moving forward, and we will keep you updated on what we find. Now, this veterinary isn't our usual vets. This is an emergency vets that obviously look after the pets until they get moved back to their usual vets when they open. So we had at this point about 5 vet visits, and We were obviously quite concerned that there was nothing being found, and the samples that had been taken up to the point where they had got the results back weren't showing anything, although we did know that we were waiting for some further down the line. We went away and the vet was, saying that it wasn't good, and he was going to have to monitor her and keep us updated, to which Sunday evening still hadn't consumed anything at all, and the only thing that really was keeping her going was the drip that they had put in her. They had found that her proteins were low in her blood, so I think they put some electrolytes into her drip to help with that. I think on Monday morning, which was today, they did some further tests and found that she was still low in those electrolytes or proteins. Excuse me, I'm not a vet, so I don't really know fully what I'm talking about. I'm just regurgitating what they've told us. It was not looking too promising, and so when we got to our usual vets, we obviously expressed that we had large concerns and we wanted to encourage them to do whatever it was that they think that they could do to help, whether it be scans or anything, because it was just so painful to see her in pain and in such a bad way, to which they had received some blood works that came with a diagnosis to say that she had pancreatitis. For the pancreas to recover, it needs to shut down, which means that you can't consume food. However, Lumi needs to be consuming food to help her recover, so it's kind of like a catch-22. There are some things that they can do to try to help with this, but at this point we were still waiting for further results, and of course she wasn't showing any signs of improving. And then at lunchtime today we received a phone call to say that she had taken a very small portion of food. She'd had one bite of food, which for us that was like a huge step, because she hadn't eaten anything at this point in like 3 days. So for her to have had one bite was, it's one step in the right direction. And they had kept her on her drip, and she actually had gone for a week, which meant that she was fully hydrated. So we were taking those small wins as like massive progressive steps, but in reality she still wasn't doing too great, which obviously isn't easy for us to deal with. And Lydia, to say the least, has been in quite a bad way over the past week. She has not taken well to this at all. The vets don't look after animals overnight where we are, so I had to go and pick her up this evening, and when I went and got her, they'd had some further blood tests which had showed that she also has Campylobacter. Now Campylobacter is a food poisoning which humans get as well. I've actually had Campylobacter and I had it from eating raw chicken. No, I didn't eat raw chicken on purpose, it was obviously undercooked. I'm not sure whether I got that, probably from cooking myself to be honest, but it could have been from anywhere. It probably wasn't. Yeah. It was around a time where I ate a lot of chicken, so it could have been from anywhere. And it lasts. Campylobacter sticks around for a while. It's not like food poisoning where you eat the food and within an hour you start to react, and then the next 24 hours are like horrific, like you explode inside. This is like a slow burner. So I think I had it for 1.5 to 2 weeks, and it's just a lot of discomfort. You're also very on edge. You don't want to leave the house, trust me. So it's just a bit of an inconvenience, and you just have a sort of like drop in energy. What Lumi has is a cat version of that humans don't get. So she's been hit with a few things. They don't believe that the irritation on the back of her leg is connected to this. She then has got her Campylobacter and pancreatitis that could be linked together and could have been from her eating something that she shouldn't have ate. And that's where we're at right now. When I arrived home, I opened the door and I opened up her carry box and I allowed her to run free in the house. And this is what happened. It makes you happy, doesn't it? They're happy tears, everybody. There's not been many happy tears, but they are happy tears.
So I put this special stuff down.
I would put down anything you think.
Special stuff.
You come to see what we're getting.
You can hop along. No, you're not jumping up, my love. You're not jumping up, my love. Here.
She doesn't know how to deal with it.
Come on.
Oh, bless her.
Come on. Good girl. I need you more chips living with me.
Good girl.
Well done.
You can't kick it off.
Oh, she's so skinny. Come on, gorgeous. You're grumpy mood, just Larry.
You keep eating your food and I'll keep giving you the Tangle teaser. And that's the deal.
You had your biscuits, which you don't even really like that much. And now she's having her first portion of her new food, her low-fat food.
She's had probably, what, 5?
Oh, she's, yeah, well, she's just been going back, isn't she? I think she's just taking it in
Slowly.
little motions, isn't she? Hey, go. A very emotional but a amazing response. The vets did say to us that animals don't particularly like to eat when they're in the vets because they're not comfortable and obviously they're not in their home natural environment. So for her to have done that just then has honestly filled us with so much happiness, and she was getting strokes and cuddles and she was just really responsive, and it was just the nicest feeling. So we're currently sat down in the lounge all together. She has got to go back and will continue to go back for her drip during the days, and then she's going to be able to spend the nights with us. For how long that goes on for, I'm not sure. There isn't a cure for pancreatitis. We just need to make sure that we reduce the fats in her diet. So the vets have given us some food that we're going to be putting her on, and that's the food that you saw her eating this evening, which is amazing because we were worried that she wasn't going to like it because she can be quite a madam and quite fussy. So we also used to give Lumi coconut oil, and that's obviously quite high in fat, so she won't be having that anymore. And there will be a huge reduction in treats because I need to check, but I think a lot of those will probably be high in fat as well. It's something that's manageable, and of course we'll get her checked up to make sure that everything's okay, and we'll continually get her monitored, and we'll take the advice from the professionals that have been caring for her, who we're hugely grateful for, because we were honestly very lost on Saturday night. It wasn't nice at all. So a happy ending-ish. We're making great steps, and she's been so perky this evening, rolling around, rubbing herself into the sofa, probably re-scenting the place. She's got her foot on, which she isn't too happy about, I'm not going to lie. She can't really walk in it very well, but that's just where they're putting the drip in, so that's being left in for the moment. So yeah, I thought I'd give you a little Lumi life update just to keep you guys up to speed and posted with what's been happening, because Lydia has shared some stuff on her Instagram today. I've been getting quite a lot of messages and a lot of questions about her, and also some lovely messages just to check in and make sure everything's okay. So I thought I would address it because I'm sure that there's going to be some people that will be interested to hear and know what's going on. It seems at the moment like we are on the right side of Lumi's little traumatic experience. So flick you around, you'll see these two on the sofa. I've got to take a week off.
Yeah, I've got to take a week
Is
off.
this going out on Wednesday?
Yeah.
I'm having a week off.
Yeah. You're exhausted.
I am literally...
This is the happiest I've seen you since I've been back.
Kapooped. Say hello to everyone. Let everyone know that you're doing okay. Yeah, little hop along.
It looks so funny.
At least they did it a little pink one. Pink and blue.
And they've shaved you all over the place.
Yeah.
Got shaved neck, shaved legs.
Shaved leg there.
Is it? Inside shaved?
Yeah.
I've also been given some syringes to give her some painkillers this evening, actually at midnight. Because the vet was saying that one of the reasons that the animals sometimes don't eat when they've got upset tummies is because when they smell food, it causes their stomachs to respond, and that in turn causes a pain, and then the animal associates the food with pain, which means that they don't go ahead and eat. So the painkillers are supposed to basically suppress that pain, which will encourage them to eat. So between the painkillers and the drip, which is obviously to hydrate her, a little bit of petting I've read as well is good for that. It's supposed to be really good to encourage them to eat. So that's why she's having her painkillers, as well as I'm sure she's in a lot of discomfort. And hopefully the next time I do a vlog, we'll all have our very noisy, chatty
Bengal back, and we'll resume as normal. So I hope you did enjoy this video. It felt nice to do a staycation and explore some new parts and more parts of the UK, because it really is underestimated, the UK. There is some amazing places, and I've got a very strong eye on Scotland, because Scotland is just full of the best, I think, of the UK. So probably not this year now, almost definitely not this year. Next year we can do a trip to Scotland, and I'll try and speak to Rahul, and perhaps we can put an itinerary together of a cool little trip, and we can experience and visit some really cool places up there. So I'm gonna wrap this one up. Thank you for watching. I hope you did enjoy it, and we'll be seeing you on the next one. Peace.